Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and we're going to do another Tron update. Now this is not a Tron channel or anything like that. It's just a Tron update because things are happening with Tron, with the testnet coming out and the kind of market maker, everything that's going on there. That's why I'm doing so many videos on Tron. That'll probably stop after the testnet and I'll just do maybe one per week or something. But I'm just going to see if we're live just now, just to check that we're on live. Yep, we are on live, and I'm going to go to channel just to see so I can see the comments. Bear with me a wee second here, just while I get on. So it's just to see the chat area. Okay, so what's happening in the markets just now? Markets just now, Bitcoin price is 7,900, roughly about 7,900. Overall market cap has gone down to about 300 billion. I think that fell just below 300 billion. Bitcoin dominance is 44.8%, getting closer to that 45, and I think it's going to come up to 50 soon. A lot of people are saying that Bitcoin is going back down to $6,000. I think that's the overall sentiment just now. Whether that's true or not, we'll have to wait and see. You never know in crypto. You cannot tell for sure in crypto. But today I want to give you a kind of Tron update, obviously the market update as well. And I want to give you kind of a trading kind of update as well. And just to show, because I've been getting a lot of questions about the trading. Crypto Mastis is in the house as well. Welcome to you, Crypto Mastis. Good to see you here. Okay. So that's what we're going to kind of discuss today. It'll only be about 20 minutes, 30 minutes or something. So who are the winners over the last 24 hours? Mithril. Never heard of Mithril, to be honest. So I'm presuming that's a new one to the market. Presuming it just came out. Yeah, 25th of March. But it's kind of jumped up in price. And where are we trading with Mithril? OKX. So I've never actually heard of that one, to be honest, but it's trading a fair amount of volume in there as well. Nearly $100 million USD. So that's a new one that's done well. Ontology up again yesterday, 42%. Syscoin has gone up 33%. XPA, another one I've not seen. That kind of shot up as well in price. PIVX has done well. Bytum, EOS, Bitcoin, ELF, 0x, Matrix AI, Power Ledger. So they're all doing well. Here's Tron, up 5% over the 24 hours. Nearly $3 billion market cap. I think it just touched over there, then it's kind of gone back down a wee bit. So that's the overall state of play with the markets at the moment. Okay. Discount store, hello sir, should I sell or hold Tron? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm just going to jump over and kind of show you. This was the kind of market cap I was looking at. I'll just make sure we're doing the right thing here. Yep, there. So that's all good. So where is Tron just now? We're sitting at 568. It just dipped down to 567. So it's fluctuating between 568, 567. So we're still up. We're still doing well on the hourly chart. It's looking good on the hourly chart. So I wouldn't be selling here at the moment. And I'll tell you why in a second. So I have to give you a disclaimer as well. I'm not a financial advisor, not your dad or anything. Put your big boy pants on or big girl pants on and do your own research. Don't blame me if you kind of listen to me. This is my biased opinion, especially on anything I talk about. It's my biased opinion. Any coins I talk about I've usually bought into. I don't see the point talking about coins that I've not bought into. So I bought into Tron big time. Like Tron, like it for the long term, like it for the short term, like it for day trading, and like it for holding as well for the long term. And we're going to be talking about the market maker as well. So we're sitting at 568, 567 just now. Bitcoin price, we have to keep a close eye on that as well. 7,906 at the moment. That's the BTC USDT price. That's the Tether price. So that's the price I'm kind of going on. So if Bitcoin is going to drop big time, Tron is going to drop as well. If Bitcoin goes up big time, Tron is going to go up in line with it as well. But it's kind of breaking away from its tie to Bitcoin just now, purely because of this testnet launch that's coming out on the 31st of March. Now, we're going to go over to the market maker. What's the market maker done since yesterday? He's still got, or she's still got, they've still got 769 million tokens in Tron. They're selling at a slower rate. They're selling at a much slower rate just now. So they only sold about 66 million yesterday. So on average it has been about 140 million per day, but yesterday it was about 66 million they've actually sold. So there's another kind of big holder in here as well that I was made aware of in a Telegram group. This person's got 189 million, but they've not really sold anything in the last 5 days. But they've got a big holding as well in Tron. So there'll be loads of people that have got big, large holdings like this as well. But these are some of the biggest ones. This is the biggest one by far, I think, that we've found. So 769 million. And this is still going to coincide with the launch of the testnet. So if they sell everything off, the 769 million, then it could be that the price will go up after the testnet launch on 31st of March, 1st of April, kind of 2nd of April. 1st of April is a Sunday, that's Easter Sunday. Don't know if a lot of people will be trading in then. But certainly the 1st and 2nd, 3rd of April, we could see a price increase because this person has sold off all the Tron, if they keep going the way they're going just now. And they've obviously made a lot of money. Kind of estimated about $250 million if he got in at 0.002 cents per Tron when it first came out, or in the ICO. And at least made $250 million by the time they sell out. So I wanted to talk about as well about the trading strategy for Tron as well. We're going to get rid of these. I'm going to show you something in a second. And so I've been talking about the trading strategy, and I just wanted to kind of go over that and kind of talk about what I've been kind of doing with the trading strategy as well. So trading strategy, I'm using the 1 hour chart. This is a 1 day chart. 1 day chart actually looks really good because the 7 day has just crossed the 100-day moving average as well, which is bullish. It crossed the other day, the 7 day crossed the 25 day. That was a bullish sign, and you can see it went up there, and it's still gone up with it 567 just now. Has been as high as about 578, 576 today. And so that is another bullish sign for Tron. The fact that the 7 day crossed the 100 day, which is good, and it looks, hopefully, maybe in 7 days time, the 25 day will cross the 100 day, which is another extremely bullish sign as well. But it really all depends on the BTC price as well. We'll have to keep that in mind. That's closely tied just now, but it seems to be breaking away from the BTC price. And where are we just now? 7,900. But a lot of people, I think the sentiment is that Bitcoin is going to go back down to 6,000. But we just don't know. Nobody can say that for sure. You can do all the transaction or the technical analysis you want. We just don't know for sure what's going to happen with Bitcoin. But we'll have to keep a close eye on it. But what I wanted to talk about today was a lot of people are asking, so when I sell Tron, do I go into Bitcoin? Do I then put that into Tether? What do I do with it? I'm trading purely based on the Bitcoin price. So I'm using kind of Satoshi as the kind of figure that I'm aiming at. And I want to show you something just to illustrate what difference this makes. You don't look at the price of Bitcoin at all. You look at it from the point of view that Tron is closely tied to the Bitcoin price, or not the Bitcoin price itself, but the ups and downs of the Bitcoin price. So if Bitcoin goes down $100, Tron tends to fall and goes down about 5 Satoshi. And if Bitcoin goes up $100, Tron tends to fall and goes up about 5 Satoshi. So we're going to look at this in a different way just to see if we can get that across in a better way, to be honest. So look at that just now. Okay, so I'll play this just now. Okay, so if we were looking at if we were day trading this, the Bitcoin price on the 5th of January was $17,000. Okay, so that was the Bitcoin price on the 5th of January. And the Bitcoin price a month later went down to about $6,000. Okay, so that's the Bitcoin price, nearly lost about 70% or 60-70% of its overall value from $17,000 down to $6,000. Now, if we look at the Tron price round about the same time, 5th of January, Tron price was about 2,000 Satoshi. We're not going to look at it in dollar value, we're just going to look at Satoshi value, which is a Bitcoin breakdown. So there's 100 million, for anybody that doesn't know, there's 100 million Satoshi in one Bitcoin. So Tron was at 2,000 Satoshi on the 5th of January. On the 6th of February, because BTC crashed, Bitcoin price crashed, and all the whole market kind of went down, on the 6th of February, the Tron price was about 400 Satoshi. So we're not looking at the dollar value of Tron. We know what the kind of dollar value of BTC is, and that we have to kind of look at that, but we're not looking at the dollar value for Tron. We're just looking at this, the BTC price, and that was 400 Satoshi. So to illustrate, so if you're day trading using Bitcoin, so Tron to Bitcoin from 5th of January to 6th of February, on the 5th of January the cost of Tron is 2,000 Satoshi. So if you were to buy 1 million Tron, it would cost you 20 Bitcoin. 20 Bitcoin it would cost you if you were going to buy 1 million Tron on the 5th of January. But when the price shot down on the 6th of February, 1 million Tron would have only cost you 4 Bitcoin. So I hope that lets you see that the price of, you don't, when you're kind of day trading Tron, you're not looking at any dollar value, apart from you're looking at the dollar value of Bitcoin just for the fact that the whole market kind of goes up and down according to what Bitcoin does. But when you're trading, you're just trading in Satoshi, and that's all you need to think about. So if I was going to trade just now with Tron, and I was to sell all the Tron I had just now, I might get 9 Bitcoin back. But if then Bitcoin shoots down to about $6,000, and Tron shot down to maybe 400, 315 Satoshi or something, it just means I'd be able to buy more Tron with the same amount of Bitcoin that I'd sold out on, if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense if you're in the kind of chat area just now, because a lot of people are asking about this. You don't go into Tether, you don't go into dollars, you don't go into fiat, you just keep in BTC. So what we're looking to do is build up a BTC position in order to get more Tron. So I hope I've explained that well enough for you to kind of understand that. Second, so we've got a few people watching just now. How can you sell Tron right now? You can't wait until the 31st. Oh, I'm not selling Tron just now. I'm just, that was a scenario if you were going to sell Tron just now, but I wouldn't sell Tron. Normally what happens with a testnet launch, nothing much happens with a testnet launch. It doesn't really affect the price that much, to be honest, because it's only a testnet. And the purpose of a testnet is just to fix kind of bugs and stuff like that that's going on before the mainnet launch comes out. So a lot of people are buying up to the testnet kind of launch, and they're buying Tron, the price is going up, and then after the testnet launch it'll probably go down a bit. Normally that's what would happen, but because of this market maker who's got a shitload of kind of Tron, he had about 6 or 7 billion, he's been selling at 140 million per day. It coincides, if he keeps selling at the same rate or she keeps selling at the same rate, it's going to coincide with the testnet launch. So they're going to have sold out all of the Tron. So that person is not going to be selling into the market at 140 million per day. That means the price will go up, or it should go up. In theory, it should go up because there's not all that selling pressure. So with the Tron testnet launch, it's going to be a bit different. I think the price is going to go up. That's why I'm staying in Tron, but I'm keeping a close eye on the kind of price action as well, and I've got a stop loss in there just in case. And that's another thing I kind of wanted to kind of talk about. But with the testnet launch, normally I would probably sell on 30th of March, but because of this market maker and what they're doing, i.e. selling up 140 million per day, then I'm going to stay in Tron and just keep a close eye on the price and put stop losses in there, because it might shoot up because this person is no longer selling into the market at 140 million per day. So it could shoot up a good, we could see it going up to 700, 800 Satoshi, depending on the Bitcoin price at the time. If Bitcoin dives, then it might be a different story altogether. So we'll have to keep a close eye on the Bitcoin price. Scottish Bull, I'm not interested in the short term regarding Tron. I'm in it for the long term, 1 to 5 years. Long term, you're fine. If you've got Tron just now and you're holding 1 to 5 years, wouldn't even look at the price just now. It doesn't matter. It does not matter at all. And I've got Tron at the side just to hold long term as well. Day trading Tron is brilliant because I get more Tron. So every time I get more, maybe 250,000 more Tron, I'll put it to the side. So that's what I'm doing. So if you're in it for the long term, this does not concern you at all. This is kind of short term thinking here. Just look at a few of the comments just now, just see if you've got any questions so far. Hope it will hit 50 cents. I don't know if it'll hit 50 cents, but even if it goes up to 10 cents or something, that's still good. And if BTC price goes up and starts shooting up as well, it could go even higher than that. 10 cents would be a good price, but as I said, look at the Satoshi value. If it goes up to 800 Satoshi just now, that would be good. 800 to 1,000, that would be excellent for short term, and then we can start seeing maybe a dip and then another price increase up until the mainnet launch on May the 31st, and then from there, God knows what's going to happen with it. I think it could shoot up again, but if you're holding long term, doesn't matter at all, just keep holding. Kyle Allen, hello from St Andrews, great videos. I have 80k Tron. Is this an okay amount for day trading? Any advice would be great. Yeah, any amount would be great for day trading. What I normally do is I've got Tron to the side, so I'll put that to the side. I'm just kind of holding that from 370. That's cool. And I'm trading with about 1.6 million Tron as well. So what you're looking to do when you're day trading Tron, if you've got 80,000 Tron, then just kind of day trade it. I would hold it just now. I wouldn't kind of look at selling or anything just now. But I'd look at the 1 hour chart. If the 1 hour chart kind of crossed the 7-day, crossed the 25-day, I would sell then, wait in the price going lower, then buy back in as well, so you get more Tron for your money. So say for example, we'll just look here. If you were buying Tron, if you're selling Tron just now, say at 568, okay, and you had 80,000. That's nearly half a Bitcoin. Okay, so you sell it at 568 and you've got 0.4544. Now, if you were to hold off and that kind of Tron took a big price dip and it went to say 478, you could buy back 4544. So instead of having 80,000 Tron, you could now buy back at a price of 95,000 Tron, if that makes sense. So because you've waited, you've sold at 568 and you're buying back in at 478, you could, instead of having 80,000 Tron, you'd have 95,000 Tron. So if you're day trading it, you always want to build up your Tron position. So you could literally day trade 80,000 Tron from 80,000 up to 100,000, up to 150, up to 200, if you had the time to kind of keep a close eye on the market. So yeah, 80,000 perfect. 10,000 is great as well. You could build that up, a good position in that as well. I think 30 cents after testnet would be good. I think 30 cents is still pushing it, to be honest. Yeah, I think 30 cents is still pushing it. Somebody's saying they would need it to go to, or even 20 to 25 cents. I don't think it's going to get up to 20 to 25 cents. Unless BTC price. So if we're talking in dollar value, the BTC price would need to be much higher. If we're talking in the value just now, for it to get to 30 cents, for example, what price is kind of Tron just now. It's about 0.4, yeah, 4 cents just now. So to get to 30 cents, we're talking it would have to go up to 4,000 Satoshi. It's never reached 4,000 Satoshi in its life, even when it went up to 30 cents, because of the dollar value in BTC. So we always have to think about that. Think about the Satoshi value. Don't think about dollar value, think Satoshi value. So if it gets up to 1,000 Satoshi, I would be happy with that. And then a slow, steady increase in the mainnet, and then a slow, steady increase over the long term. I don't like these kind of big spikes. It's great for day trading, but for the long term, well, long term it doesn't matter with the big spikes, because you believe in it, and that's why you should be holding it as well. What do you guys think the price will be at the end of the year? It depends on how the mainnet launch goes, but if we're talking Satoshi value, I don't know, price, dollar value, it could go to $1 because there's going to be much more money coming into crypto and the whole market. I think the crypto market will have probably up to about $1 trillion, $2 trillion instead of 300 billion just now. So I think there's going to be a lot of money coming into the crypto market. So Tron could well be $1 by the end of the year, if all goes well with the mainnet launch and more apps are coming onto it. As well, they've got 9 apps waiting to kind of go into the mainnet launch. Crypto Musties, LOL, just bought another 20,000 Tron. Excellent. I hope so. By the way, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy on my kind of say so. This is my biased opinion on Tron. I think it's going to go up with this kind of market maker selling off into the market and with the testnet launch. I don't know. And I've got a stop loss here at 554 Satoshi. So if it dips down to 554, which is just under the 25-day, then that will automatically trigger and I'll sell 1.6 million Tron. Peter J, I thought was loaded with 7,857 Tron. Listen, it's all a start. It's all a start. And that's where I kind of started back in June last year as well. It wasn't that much. I had about, well, I started with $20,000 because I sold a website, but instead of getting $20,000, I just opted to get that in Bitcoin, and I got 8 Bitcoin. And I've just traded that Bitcoin all the way up to where I am today. Rumour has it Tron owners are behind the market maker. See, I've heard that as well. Luke is saying that the market makers are kind of owned, not owned, but the owners are the actual Tron team, or some in the Tron team. I don't know, it just seems a bit of a coincidence that this market maker here is selling off at a rate of 140 million. It's just going to happen to coincide with the testnet launch. From a marketing point of view, that would make sense from a marketing point of view, because it's going to give it more exposure. And if this market maker sells off 140 million and it sells off before the 31st of March and everything's sold off, the price could shoot up, and that's going to give it more exposure. And that means more and more people are going to look at it to build their dApps on the testnet, because everybody will start thinking, oh, the testnet must have been a brilliant launch because the price has gone shooting up. Probably not. It's probably not because of that, but it makes it look good in the long term. So if it is Justin Sun, and that's kind of behind us, and there's a kind of, he's known about this and he kind of knows about it, then it's kind of smart thinking on his part. Although I don't know all the legalities of that, to be honest, if it would be legal or not. I suspect it wouldn't be, but I don't know. Boldzak, fellow Scott here. A lot of Scottish people in, which is brilliant to see. Really enjoy your videos. Do you think MA is better indicated than MACD? And do you always use the 1 hour chart for trading Tron? Yeah, I like the moving averages. The MACD, I don't really kind of, well, I do use it, but I use the moving averages more, and just look at that because it tells you immediately. And I use the kind of moving averages for the 7-day, the 25-day, and the 100-day, and that's closer together. Typically, or normally, it might be the 50-day, the 100-day, and the 200-day. That's in the stock market. That works well in the stock market because there's a lot of fundamentals there that you can see. But with day trading crypto, I like shorter time periods. I've been looking at 4-day, 9-day, and 25-day. But just now I'm trading on the 7-day, 25-day, and 100-day. And I think that's all you need. I just wanted a really simple kind of way of kind of buying and selling, and just using moving averages. Is I think is one of the best ways and one of the simplest ways and most easy to understand. So you don't need to spend $1,000 or $2,000 on kind of buying somebody's course on how to day trade. Just use the moving averages. But having said that, use the moving averages in a high liquid market. So what we want to do, I'm just going to show you here the kind of volume. The volume in TRX just now, or Tron, is 9,200 Bitcoin. So there's high volume there. It's very liquid. Same with Ontology as well. Ontology is very liquid just now, and that's kind of shooting up in price. It has been since 17,000 all the way up. So it's doubled in price, went up 100% over the last couple of days, which is amazing. I must have jumped on that. So you always want to look at the volume as well. You want a liquid market, and that's why Tron is so good. That's why I like trading Tron as well, because it is so liquid. I showed you yesterday another one, Fun, that is not so liquid. If we went into Fun just now, yeah, there's only 300, although the volume's gone up. It was 107 yesterday, so that might be a good indicator actually. 307 Bitcoin, so it's not as liquid. It wouldn't be as easy to buy 1 million coins in Fun, even though it's round about the same price or lower than Tron. It wouldn't be quite as easy to buy and sell 1 million coins. So that's why you have to look at the kind of volume as well, the trading volume, how liquid the market is, and that's why Tron is brilliant for kind of day trading. Let's look at a few more comments. Kyle Allen, thank you for the explanation. I'll keep a close eye on the 1 hour charts and hopefully make more Tron. Didn't understand trading in Satoshi before, but now it makes perfect sense. Brilliant, brilliant, because a lot of people are asking about that, Kyle, and I thought, how could I make this just a kind of simple way to explain it? Simplest ways to kind of do things is usually the best ways, and that's why I've got that trading strategy as well. And it's not really a strategy, it's just something I use, and millions of people kind of use it as well, but a lot of people decry it. I don't know why, but it works well for me, and it could work well for everybody, I think, anybody. Eugene Cunningham, only have 19k Tron, should I load up more? I can't tell you what to do. I'm just giving you kind of my opinion, my biased opinion. So I can't tell you what to do, only you can decide. Just do a wee bit more research. There's loads of stuff out there. Go into the Reddit channel, go into other Tron kind of YouTubers, see what they're saying as well, although they'll all be biased as well to their opinion, even if they're saying sell Tron, because there's a lot of FUD out there as well. So do your own research. I can't say whether or not to buy it or not, and it's really up to you. Look, Justin Tron confirmed that in a live stream in a couple of months back. Alright, so there must have been a question. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm looking. Ripple, Sean is saying Ripple had reached $3 last Christmas. Possible for Tron? Possible. Nothing's in crypto. You don't know what's possible in crypto, to be honest. Stranger things have happened. Could it reach $3? Think about it this way. Look at the market cap. Okay, Tron just now is $3 billion market cap, and it's at, say, 5 cents. So for it to go to $3, we're talking it has to go up 60 times. That would be a $90 billion market cap, which puts it nearly in line with Bitcoin. Is it possible? Possible. Is it likely? Probably not. No. Probably not for $3. Unless you get $10 trillion coming into the marketplace. But you never know in crypto. You never know. I can't say for sure. It'd be fantastic if it did. Scotch Bull, off topic, but do you think Neil will bounce back in the next few months? Yes, definitely. Where's Neil just now? Love Neil. It is my favourite. And a lot of people say you shouldn't get emotional about kind of trading. I do, and I've got attached to Neil, I have to admit, if I'm being really honest. And is one I love I just love the team, just everything that they're doing, everything that they've got for the future coming up. Will it bounce back in the next couple of months? My biased opinion, yes, definitely. And that's a good buying price, to be honest. What's the Neo USD price? $58. Yeah, definitely. For me, Tron, by the end of 2018, I really have high hopes for Tron. Not Tron, sorry, for Neo. Think it's going to go up. Think it's $1,000 coin waiting to happen. And that's definitely a long-term hold. You should just stick it in the kind of Neon wallet, get some gas in there as well, and just collect the gas, collect the Neo, and just hold for the long term. I think you're golden. Don't be surprised if we hit $1 on the 31st of March. I can't see it. Honestly, can't see it. It'd be brilliant if it did. That'd be $1.6 million up if we did. That'd be fantastic. I can't see it myself. So we'll have to kind of be realistic here as well. But if it did, I'll be the first to come on and just say, oh, got it wrong, they hit $1. But I can't see it. That would mean the market cap would go up to 60 billion. And from here, I don't see it at all. Eugene, thanks for the answer. Thinking of selling of LTC and going all in on Tron. That is a bold move. That's a bold move. I like LTC as well for the long term. At the moment, short term, it's not doing so good. Short term, it looks as if it's going down actually. LTC, yeah, short term, it looks as if it's going down. Even on the 1 hour chart, the day chart, still going down as well. All indications that it's still got a bit to go before it reaches its bottom. So even if you're to hold Tron for 5 or 6 days and then get back into LTC, might be a good move. Bold move, but good. What about consensus 2018? Do you think it will affect TRX price? Don't know too much about that, if I'm being honest, Feely. Is that Feely Mignon? So I don't have enough information on that, to be honest. Right, Bold Zach is saying, if you class the MA7 crossing above the MA25 as a buy signal, at what point do you sell? Try to pick a decent rise. Okay, so that's a good question actually. So if we're saying that as a buy signal, so we'll go into the 1 hour chart and just give you a kind of example here. Okay, so we'll look at, so I started kind of trading round about here, just before there as well. So 7 day crossing the 25 day, or 7 hour crossing the 25 hour, was at 421 Satoshi. So you get in at that point, you probably wait for a confirmation candle. Confirmation candle is a green candle. So you're probably getting a wee bit higher, maybe 438 or something, instead of bang on the nose at 421. So you might get in higher and waiting for the confirmation candle. So say you got in at 421 though. So you look at that, it's rising, it's rising, it's rising, and then you're asking, okay, what stage do I get out? Because it went up here to 606. Now we know that round numbers, i.e. 400, 500, 600 Satoshi, depending on the kind of coin, 600 is a psychological barrier. So if kind of the mass market, we're looking at mass psychology and we're looking at crowd psychology, 600 is a psychological barrier. So a lot of people would have thought if it gets over 600, I'm going to sell. So that's exactly what happened. It went up to 606 and it sold all the way back down to 538. So if I was you, if I got on at 421, and I did, I sold out round about here at, I think it was 580 or something, can't remember, just before it got to the 600 level. So I would sell a bit off the top here, but if you're purely going on the 1 hour charts, you could have still made a huge profit and sold out 559 because the 7 day crossed down under the 25 day moving average. So this would be a selling point, but look what happened kind of later as well. Later on in the day, there was a crossing point at 559 again, crossed back down the way at 561. But that's what's going to happen when you're day trading. You're going to get these kind of ins and outs very quickly. But if you'd sold at 561, you could have bought back in at 518 and still be in the game just now and still be up around 50 Satoshi, which is good. So I'm still in the game just now. We're up to 571, so it's just jumped up a wee bit. So yeah, that would be the selling point as well. I hope that helps. I'm so tempted to sell my Encash, ADA and Litecoin to buy more Tron. What are your thoughts on 10x? I've had 10x since it came out. And yeah, I like 10x. I like 10x for the long term, and I've held it since August, since it came out, and I'm going to continue holding. I think it's got a good future. I think the team are brilliant. I think they know what they're talking about, and I'm going to hold it definitely long term, and I have been holding it long term as well. I think at the time in August I put in about 3 Bitcoin worth, and I've still got that. It's massively down just now, to be honest. So it's trading on TRX. I don't know where it is just now. I think it's only about probably down to about $1 just now. I think the last time I looked, I don't check the price of 10x that much, because I'm holding it long term, so I don't need to check it. So we're sitting at just now. Yeah, $1.09, $1.05, $1.06. Yep. What's the day chart looking like? Bittrex. Yeah, you can see it's gone down massively, massively. But I'm still holding 10x. I believe in it. I've held it all the way back since August from up that price. I didn't buy it in at that price, but I've held it all the way, and I'm going to continue holding it. This is a very long-term one for me. Boldzak, sorry, did you say you use the MA7, MA25 day or hour? Hour. So I use it on the hourly. So it's the 7-hour crossing the 25-hour, but you can look at the day as well. If you look at the day chart, so we can see here with Tron, 7-day crossed to 25-day moving average, and the 7-day crossed to 100-day moving average today, which is very bullish. But I'm looking at the 1-hour chart, so I trade on the 1-hour chart because that gives me a long enough time frame in which to trade. If I was going to do it on the 15-minute chart, I would just be in and out of Tron all the time. It wouldn't be worth doing it. You can see there's loads of kind of exit points and entry points if we're using that. So I wouldn't trade on the 15-minute chart. I would trade on the hour chart. But look at the day chart as well for the overall kind of trend. Cheers mate, I'm just getting into 10x now. I think 10x would be a good time to get in just now. My biased opinion, I've got to hold 10x, and I do plan to get some more as well, just to kind of double down or triple down even, to be honest, because I think we've got something going on big time there. YOLO, it's saying got 10k Stellar XLM, should I sell to buy more Tron? Totally up to you, I can't tell you what to do, and that's your decision to make. Look at all the information that's out there on Tron and make up your own mind. I really don't want to say whether to do that or not. Any thoughts on dealing with BTC? No, I haven't actually. Don't know too much about it. Is the death cross near for BTC? The death cross that they're talking about for BTC is on the 50-day, 100-day and 200-day moving average. Traditionally, that's used in the stock market where they've got fundamentals there, they've got all the kind of data going back years and years and years. I don't think it applies in crypto. Honestly, don't think it applies in crypto. I don't think the death cross, I don't think we can look at that at all. So for anybody talking about the death cross and TA, and I'm not an expert in TA, I just use the simple strategies on moving averages. That's all I do. I kind of look at the RSI sometimes, obviously look at volume as well. I've got the Bollinger Bands in there, that just gives me a good indicator of where it's at as well. But strictly speaking, I just use the moving averages. So I don't know too much about it, but the death cross that they're talking about is using the 50-day, 100-day and 200-day moving average. And I just don't think it applies to crypto, if I'm being really honest. Keep your Stellar at the same look. Martin and Michelle, the same perhaps sell 50% of the Stellar. Stellar's a brilliant coin, by the way. for the long term. But if you're looking at short term, it's really kind of up to yourself to do. Scottish Bull, you will regret selling LTC. That's the person who was talking about kind of selling LTC to get into Tron. Okay, Barry, hi Tom, XRP thoughts, are you a purist? Hello from Dublin. LTC and Stellar are some of the best, just be patient. I think too many people in crypto, they're not patient enough. They're just not patient. I love trading Tron because I've got that excitement, I've got something to kind of do with it, and I've got a business on the side, not on the side, but I've got a business full time that I run as well. So this is purely kind of part time for me, trading the crypto, but I love the excitement of day trading. And I've just chosen 1 or 2 coins to day trade with. Tron is the one just now, but just to purely build up that holding in Tron, not just for money. It's not just about the money, but at the end of the day, it is about the money if we're really being honest. So yeah, I love the kind of excitement of it, but a lot of people don't have patience to hold long term. They kind of see the kind of market going down and they start to panic in the sale. I wouldn't have held, as I said, 10x I've held since August. I've held, there's a company called Wager. I don't know if anybody knows about Wager. I've held that since it came out as well back in June. That was the first ICO I ever bought into, and I'll be holding that for the next 2-3 years. And it's doing well. It's doing well just now. It was up to $1. It's down to about 30 cents, but I'm still up massively. I think I've gotten it 6 cents, but I'm just holding that. I'm not trading it. I'm just holding. So some coins you just want to kind of put away and hold, just not touch at all. And other coins you might want to kind of trade with. But long-term coins like Neo, Litecoin, kind of Stellar as well. There's loads of them. Cardano is another one. The big coins. I don't know so much about Ethereum. Ethereum's on a shaky peg just now, but I'd still hold Ethereum. There's going to be exchange-traded fund managers coming into the market this year, and Ethereum is definitely going to be on their radar as well. Bitcoin Cash, I'm not too sure about. Litecoin definitely, EOS definitely, Cardano, Stellar, Neo, IOTA, Monero definitely as well, for long term. So yeah, a lot of people are not patient enough for crypto. Okay, I'm going to leave it there just now, unless there's any kind of questions. We'll see where Tron is just now. It's up at 570. There's a BTC price. Oh, BTC price nearly hitting 8,000, which is good. And it's going to be good for Tron. If BTC price dollar value goes up over the next couple of days, that's going to be brilliant for Tron and the testnet. If it goes down, it's going to put a damper on things. But it's going up just now. It's just hit 8,000 Tether. Yeah, it just took a wee spike up. So on the BTC chart, on the hour chart, it looks in about a couple of hours, if it keeps on kind of going up the way, the 7 day is going to cross the 7 hour is going to cross the 25 hour. So that might be a bullish sign. There's not had much to be bullish about in Bitcoin the last few days. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. If you're trading on Binance, why do you use the charts on Coinigy? Sorry for the basic questions. It's not a basic question. So these are all the questions I had when I was first starting to trade as well. I just like Coinigy as well because you can go kind of much further back. It's easier to use Coinigy. Just a kind of click of a button, I'm zooming all the way back. You can do that to a degree on Binance, but it's not as good. You can kind of scroll and look at the depth and stuff like that on Binance. The charts are okay, they're not that bad, but I just like the charts much better. You can do much more things on Coinigy. But if all you were doing is just trading on Binance and looking at the charts on Binance, you could definitely do that, because they're using the 7 day, the 25 day and the 99 day as well. So you could definitely trade just using the Binance charts. But I like to have more kind of information, and Coinigy's got kind of news information as well. They've got loads of stuff within it. So definitely recommend getting Coinage if you're serious about crypto. I just think it's really good. So not a basic question at all. Yep. Let's see if there's any more. We'll look at the stochastics after the 31st. Once overbought, I sell. Yeah, a lot of people are kind of using other things that they kind of look at. The RSI indicator as well. What's this sitting at just now? Tron is 60. It's up to 60 just now, which is kind of getting into that kind of territory. I'm just going to see. So 86 when it was up, I'm just looking at when it was 30 cents, so it was up to 86 RSI. And it's up to about 60 just now, so you can look at that. Yeah, obviously you can use anything you want. I'm just saying that the simplest strategies are sometimes the best. Bolzak, really value your videos. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that. Sorry for the late show up. Can you repeat your Tron target before the 31st of March? I've not really got a target, to be honest. That was Burak. I've not really got a target for the 31st. I think with this person selling off, have they sold any off in the last couple of minutes while we've been talking? Yeah, they've sold off about 2 million since we started. 90,000, 46,000, 280,000. So they're still selling off big time, 138,000. So if this person sells out of Tron before the 31st of March and everything being equal, then Tron should shoot up, and I think 700, 800 sats. Satoshi would be a good kind of target to look at and then see what happens after that. I think once that happens, then people are going to get that FOMO, they're going to get the fear of missing out, and they're going to buy, and it could shoot up to 1,000 Satoshi. We just don't know. I don't know, but a good target for me would be 700, 800 Satoshi in that range. I would say 0.5. $0.5. Kyle Allen, last question. How do you get that wavy blue line thing on the Coinage chart? The wavy blue line thing. So that's the Bollinger Bands. So you just go to look at the Bollinger Bands, and that's really what it is, and it's just a standard. So you can see that there, and you just click on that, and that will give you the Bollinger Bands there. But that's just really repeating what we've done. So it's the Bollinger Bands at 20, and you can do the settings. So the length is 20, and the mult is 2. I don't know what the mult stands for, if I'm being really honest. As I say, I'm not an expert in TA. I just use the simple stuff. I learn what I need to know, and what I need to know is moving averages. Bollinger Bands I like as well. RSI as an indicator. Volume you definitely need to look at as well. So that is the Bollinger Band, yeah. The one at the top and bottom of the candles, yeah. Perfect, thanks. Okay, I'm going to leave it there just now. I don't know how long I've been on, but I'll leave it there just now. Hopefully that's given you an insight into the kind of trading and the kind of mentality of trading Satoshi and not dollar. Don't look at the dollar value, look at the Satoshi value when you're trading Tron. That's all that matters. Because one Bitcoin is still going to be one Bitcoin, even if kind of Tron goes all the way down to one Satoshi, just means you can buy more. But one Bitcoin is always going to be 100 million Satoshi. Think about it that way. It's never going to go down from there. It's only dollar value that kind of goes down. So think about that when you're trading Tron as well. But until next time, whatever you're doing today, have a brilliant day, and I'll speak to you very, very soon. Until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.